Have you ran into those like Daedra spider ladies?
No.
They are horrifying, dude. I did not remember them from initially playing Oblivion. When I went to go replay it recently, I was like, is this one of the mods that I have? Like these scary spider ladies?
Yeah, it's really scary.
Well, there's already a mod that makes them topless. So if you want that, I'll go ahead and send you the link to it.
Okay. Secret episode, right? Because the intro that we made.
Hey guys, this is the secret show, and welcome back to another one. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing good.
Superman does good. They're doing well.
Yes, I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you guys have been playing a lot of something that's been occupying mine and Poob's time for the past
Dune
week.
game.
No,
the new
Dune
beta
game. Although I am excited for that because you know what's funny is on Discord, all my friends are like, "Don't get excited for that. I heard it's made by the same people that made Conan, the Conan game." And I was like, "Oh." And then secretly I was like, "I fucking love the Conan game. I think I was the only person that liked
Conan
it."
Exiles, the best Conan material ever made.
I like that game.
Yeah, you might be one of the only people that really.
Dude, there was a lot
out,
in it that was fun. Okay, you could like scale like rock walls, and I remember you could, if you just saw a woman, you could go take her. You could go take her and make her work at your house. I remember doing a lot of clubbing of women and dragging them back to my house with like little leashes. And if they keep that kind of mentality up for the Dune movie or the Dune game, but also maybe a Dune movie, if you're listening to this,
yeah.
Dennis,
Dennis, yeah,
isn't he like French or something?
Dennis, yeah, I don't think it's.
So they probably pronounce it like all gay, like
I
Denis.
surrender,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, obviously Oblivion remake.
Yeah.
That we talked about on the last podcast. You remember that?
No.
We said no. Of course not.
No.
But I was like telling you about the leaks. I'm like, and they say it could be before the end of April. And you're like, no,
there's fucking no way.
And I'm like, we could be playing it before this episode gets released, which we were.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah. I was in the middle of like picking up my grandma who's now bedridden. And then I got a text from Poob that said, the Oblivion's out. And I dropped my grandma on the floor like a bag of bones. I said, do your life alert. They'll come get you. And I ran home.
She said, well, is it a new game? No, not really.
It's newish. Okay. I haven't played Oblivion in like 2 months. So like it's been a minute. And the remaster, I mean, that's exciting. So if you guys haven't played it, it's a banger. It's good. I'm enjoying it.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's
also good to be back.
Yeah, that's really what like it. I tried to play Oblivion again, like a year or so ago on stream, and well, to be honest, I opened up the game. This is a episode exclusive alert, but it was like last time played like 2015 on Steam, and I'm like, holy shit, yeah. When I first got like a computer, maybe it was like 2014. I'm like, oh my god. I don't even remember playing it back then. But I loaded up the game and I had to save, of course, right at the sewer. I'm like, perfect, make a new character. And I loaded in and my character's name was just like a slur. And I'm like, well, okay, nice. Never mind. And I said, well, guys, the game crashed. Can't play Oblivion. And I logged off in shame and hadn't played it again.
Did your stream see that?
No, it just was like, I was like, oh my god, why? It was just like, I think it was just like F slur,
yeah,
R slur. You know, it's just like high school kid being like, what's the funniest name you can make for a wood elf? And then I saw that and
For
was
a
like,
wood
well,
elf? Okay.
I'm too scared now to even try to make a character on this game.
Because
And
when
so
you go
I,
to load
turned
saves,
off.
it would pull up your previous loads.
Yeah. Yep. So I was like, well, okay, I give up. And then now fresh start.
Fresh start,
so,
no slurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just beautiful. I like that it's got, I think we were worried last time, like, oh, is all the charm gonna be gone? And I think, there's already like shader mods and shit.
They've taken some charm out, but then they've reinserted new charm in areas. Like before, I was kind of, when I first started playing, I was kind of upset because I was afraid that a lot of what makes Oblivion so good was how ugly everything was and how the characters look stupid. But you can make your characters look stupid in completely new ways. So the character creation is still ridiculous. My guy looks like an absolute freak of nature.
Yeah, it's like different ugly.
Yeah, because my guy is so ugly that you would probably hit him with a shovel if you saw him in person. He's scary. He's scary ugly.
And before, it's like everyone in the world was really ugly. It was really, really hard to make a character that, like, I remember being a little kid and being like, I kind of want him to look like, a hero.
Yeah.
Like fantasy book hero. And it's almost impossible to have a normal looking person in it because no one looked like, you couldn't really make them hot. And in this one, you can actually make like a pretty normal looking person, but then also you can make, I'd say, even more of freaks than before with the sliders.
Yeah.
And the contrast is even more because you can actually be hot now.
A cool looking person. Yeah.
And that's what I said. I told my chat, I was like, I know what people want. You want to see the max out sliders. You want a big monster.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I want to be able to be like, wow, I look cool in this cool armor. And I made it like all the way to the end of character customization. And I moved one slider too much and was like, holy shit, you can actually make them look pretty monstrous.
Yeah.
So then I went back and made them, we should both put a picture of our characters here.
Okay.
And I made them like a disgusting monster.
Yeah.
And I love like their head. You make their heads so big that when you put on a hood, like it's just skin and then the back of the hood. And then they warp it in game where like they mush your face in to fit it after you go back to that screen. So my guy does look like hotter than he should in a lot of them because he kind of looks like an orangutan. And then they like smush
the ones with like the catcher's mitt faces. Way too big of those. Cheeks. Yeah.
But then he's also like, he looks like he's blown up and he's holding his breath in.
Yeah.
It's turning purple. Also, you can just make like a wood elf green now, which I did. So
I was kind of upset initially that in the original Oblivion, you go to Bruma and all the Nords are there and they're talking about how like tough and sturdy all the Nords are as a race. And then they all just look like big, stupid babies. Like they have these big potato heads and they all just look so ridiculous. And then in this one, they're actually just like Chads. Yeah. They just look like great, huge jawline, awesome hair and everything. And that was kind of the biggest downgrade because I just loved Bruma's vibe in the original Oblivion because they're just like, oh, we're badass. I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure you guys just look like me when I've gained even more weight. They all look like those JD Vance like photoshops where they make them look like a big fat baby. That's what they all used to look like. Now they look actually cool. But that's the only downgrade. I have seen that they've kept all the voice line fuck ups, which is awesome.
I do, yeah. I appreciate that they kept that.
Yeah, there's those classic lines where the lady reads a line and then she goes, "Hold on, let me do that one more time," and you hear the like paper rustling, and then she does the line again. They kept that in there, which is awesome.
They kept a good amount of this. I mean, I think my biggest gripe so far that I've talked about is like the difficulty. Is like staggering, the jump from adept to expert. It's like I played the first 7 hours in expert and you're fighting a rat for like 5 minutes. And being a stealth archer, I had to do a lot of running away from rats and skeletons and mud crabs and shit.
Yeah.
And then I went to adept and it's like I'm now playing a different game where I am speed running through caves with a bow and I just put it right up to their head. Blast their head off. I'm not a stealth archer anymore. I'm more of I'm more like a carny. I'm not a carny. I'm more like the talent at a carnival. I'm like an acrobatic archer, which is pretty fun. And I'm not even testing. I said the other day, I'm like, oh, it's cool, like making spells and the alchemy and stuff. I haven't even touched it. I haven't touched really anything except for just shooting a bow. They did change, just a little change that helps a lot for the stealth archers. That your agility now affects dagger damage and short sword damage instead of it just being strength, which is cool.
I did. Yeah. There were some people that are like, it's not exactly the same. They've drastically overhauled how skills and leveling up works. And I think people that watch my videos and watch streams think that I pay attention more to those things than I do, because I don't even know what skills level up what. I just kind of go boop, 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 boop. Like whatever gets that little icon that says rest and think about what you've learned off my screen the quickest. I just kind of haphazardly put points into things. You know what this is? It made me realize, though, is that the success of Oblivion Remastered, it put a little bit of fear right into my soul. Because if you were the people that worked at Bethesda, what's like was it ZeniMax or whatever? Like whatever their like the parent company is that actually gets the money. And remember, this is a publicly traded company. They got shareholders to look after. They're going to look at this and go, buddy, we got ourselves a cash cow. What about we remaster another game? Now, what way are you going to remaster? Are you going to remaster the game that deserves it, Morrowind? Which, by the way, Morrowind has no voice acting in it, which is honestly what kept me from playing it. I know there's a lot of people that are going to be upset about that. But that game has so many people it's like diehard fan base that I feel like that game needs to be remade. It deserves a remaster. It has so much love in it. And it's like a cult classic. That one deserves to be remade. But that's going to take more work. Yeah, whereas if they remaster Fallout 3, which is a game that's not quite old enough to even need a fucking remaster, I feel like the difference in like quality difference between Oblivion and Fallout 3, it's a pretty big jump in terms of like how it plays. I feel like Fallout 3 doesn't quite need a remaster yet.
It's been forever since
Morrowind,
I played Fallout 3.
That game,
Morrowind definitely.
It definitely needs it, but I get the feeling they're going to be like, oh, Fallout 3 remaster coming.
I played Morrowind as a little kid.
That groan a little bit.
Tough.
Was it?
Tough to like get into as a child, especially when Oblivion then was out. And I'm like, okay, well, this is just that, but a lot easier.
Yeah, it's like the dumbed down version of.
And like people
Morrowind
were coming to my stream being like, do you think Oblivion's the best Elder Scrolls? I'm like, well, I do, because I think Skyrim had a cooler stuff and aspects, but then it simplified some of the things, and Oblivion's really just more pure RPG. And then I'm like, but then also if I asked my older brother, he'd be like, well, Morrowind is actually, Oblivion had some easier things and some more accessible, but Morrowind's the more pure RPG. And then you ask your grandpa, and he goes, "Well, Daggerfall, actually, like it's kind of
liked whatever one for 6 hours to get to a different town in Daggerfall.
It's whatever one you grew up with. I do think they have a trend of getting simpler in their RPG elements and stuff, but also like Oblivion's just the one that I was like 8 when it came out.
Yeah,
so
it captured your imagination. One that,
yeah. Whereas Morrowind, my older brother was just like, "This is the best one. Play this," and I'm like, "I don't know what's going on." He'd be like, see, in this one, you actually have to read the books and find things out. I'm like, I can barely read, man. Like, this ain't no Geronimo Stilton.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember making a potion that let me lock pick, like expert locks, so that I could get glass armor in that game. And I do remember that, of course, the famous, like the wizard that fell down and has the potion where you can jump like across the map. I think that's really cool. I think the other games need more of that.
Yeah. Well,
you can jump really far.
There's shades of that kind of stuff in Oblivion. There's like the think it's like a mages guild thing where you're looking for like one of the early recruits, and they're like, where's that recruit that we just had? And there's like a mean lady at the mages guild that's like, I sent her on a mission to go get a ring from the bottom of the well. And then you go to the bottom of the well and the ring has an enchantment on it that makes it weigh like 1,000,000 pounds, and he fucking killed her. I mean, there's some of that stuff, yeah. But yeah, it's a little bit more constrained. Actually, guys, this is going to be a fucking wild take. I actually feel like a game that's just well crafted and smaller, like Oblivion, it's not a huge game. It's not a whole lot going on in it, but what you do run into is pretty good. I like it. I mean, it's not.
There's a lot going on in it.
It's not as
like all the guilds,
huge.
like they don't have. Yeah. Like Dark Brotherhood, I went through those quests in like, I don't know, 2 hours or something. Like you can just kind of
best Dark Brotherhood quest line in any Elder Scrolls game, I think.
I wish they had more stuff. Like I hope when they do the next Elder Scrolls, like I really like the Dark Brotherhood quests in that. Even though like at the time, like unfastening the mounted head so it falls on the guy.
Yeah.
Like there's just not anything else like that in the game. And it's just cool. I want them to have more shit like that where it's like little hitman missions, or like you go to the party and you have to kill all the people, which I thought was funny because
I forgot that's like the Clue mission, right? Where it's like you're locked in there with them, and that mission fucking rules. You got to kill all the party goers. Yeah,
like you have to. They're like find them, but then the game's so janky that they're all locked in this murder mystery house because it's like there's a pot of gold buried somewhere. I get in there immediately. Two of the people just go to bed and they just sleep. And they're like, finally, you showed up. Now we can hunt for the gold. They just walk right upstairs and go to bed. I'm like, okay, this is going to be really easy.
They're letting all the other people get a lot of the initial legwork done so that they can swoop in at the end.
Well, like this, I love the jank of it. But yeah, in the next Elder Scrolls, if they have that shit a little bit more where it's like, you have to think. Because really, they were like, They phrase it like you have to find each of them. This guy likes to drink. This person, goes to their bedroom. But then I just walked around the house and walked up and like just killed all of them. Yeah. And then they're like, "You did it! Hooray!"
Yeah,
I think
the level of jank is pretty funny.
It's awesome. Yeah,
I need to quickly get through and into some of that stuff because like the way I played the game is so fucking slow. It took me forever. I'm joining the Thieves Guild, and then whenever I get to a town, I'm like, I need to get a bed so I can rest for the night. And then I would go out of my way to go to each inn in the town, and I would talk and like look. I'd be like, I don't want to stay here. Let me go check out the other place. And I would check their prices, and I'd be like, this one's 10 gold a night. The other one's like 40 gold a night. But the lady at the 10 gold a night place yells at you a little bit. But it's just like
hotter.
Yeah, just like. It was like role playing way too much while I was playing. And
there's a beauty in playing it like that.
Well, then I got on the next day and I saw people were like finished with shit. They already had the Adoring Fan and they were living in Skingrad in their pimped out place with their cases full of stuff. And I'm like, I'm still level 3, I think. And it's taking me forever. No, I'm serious. I'm level 3. I haven't.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And I've had like.
You streamed for a while.
I streamed for like, I think I have like 8 hours streamed. Yeah, and I'm level 3.
I'm like level 15 already, but I'm just fat. Like I'm like flying through missions. Like I got the Shadow Mare or whatever from the Dark Brotherhood. I'm faster than that horse. Yes, I don't need that thing.
What?
I'm
talking about janky, by the way. In one of the Thieves Guild missions, they're like, in order to get into the Thieves Guild, you have to like steal this diary from a guy, which I think is a horrible crime. That's about I knew I was getting into the bad boy guild when they were like, first mission, we're gonna get you to steal a diary. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude.
I'd rather
that's like making someone
riches.
It's like making someone murder someone to get into a gang.
It's like honestly worse than some of the Dark Brotherhood because you kill a guy, but they're like, yeah, but he's a skooma addict. Or, he's a drunkard. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, they're not, I don't
those
feel
aren't
bad
even like
killing
real
them.
people.
Yeah. Kind of.
And
or they're party goers.
Yeah.
It's like diary.
That's rough.
That's awful.
Yeah. How am I supposed to sleep at night knowing that I've done this? But
You read it?
I did read it. Yeah. It was pretty. That guy was up to
Pretty
some
juicy.
wild shit. I don't want to spread it on this show, okay? Because that's a little bit. I think stealing a man's diary and then reading it on a podcast, that's as low as it gets. Okay. I want to look at myself in the mirror and be able to like lock eyes with myself without crying a little bit.
One of the worst things I've ever done in my life was that I got my Diary of a Wimpy Kid do-it-yourself journal mixed up with someone else's. They left theirs underneath my desk, like in the little catch for books in elementary school, and I took it and read it. And then I put it in Lost and Found.
Oh.
So that they could get it back eventually, but it was like this really weird girl at schools. I was just making sure she wasn't planning, any strikes or anything. Yeah. She was like a girl that was like pretended to be a horse to the degree where she'd drink out of puddles and stuff. And I don't really remember the stuff in the diary. I just remember the deep sense of like, this is incredibly wrong.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to give you some homework. Okay. Your homework is I want you, no doxing information. I want you to get on Facebook. I want you to find that lady and see what she's up to. I want to see the character progression. Girl that drinks out of puddles because she thinks she's a horse. What does she grow up into?
A stallion.
That'd be cool if she was like a vet or something.
She's probably dead. I mean, you can't drink out of dirty puddles that long.
Well, that's why you need to do your fucking homework. Go figure out who that was and get back to me. Yeah.
Okay. I'll get on it. Yes, Chief.
But that
I don't know if I'll like what I find, but
in Oblivion, that diary thing, like when you go to steal it, you're up against other people that are trying to get into the Thieves Guild. And they one of the ladies, it's like scripted, she steals it before you. And then apparently instead of going back and giving it to the Thieves Guild person and getting in, she's like, I'm going to go home and put it in my chest in my house and then go for a walk. And so then like your quest is updated, like I just break into her house and take it. And that's pretty jank. It just doesn't even make logical sense for you to steal something and then
it's the funniest stuff in the game though when it
doesn't even make sense, like why
Dark
you would
Brotherhood, the one where the guy's like a real crackhead, like skooma head, and he's like adios skooma, and then you click rumors and he's like, I would go to the blacksmith if I wanted my goods repaired, and he gets out of it and he's like, do you have any skooma help? But you just can click rumors and he's like, oh, I heard a rumor that someone in town was. I just love the like inconsistency.
Yeah.
Or if you release that today, there'd be a trillion Kroby Cat type videos that are like, this shit sucks. But it's not of the charm.
I do love that, like, if you go to the Imperial Market District, there's usually about 10 people standing in a semicircle screaming rumors and facts to each other, all talking at once. And it's like, it's shit that nobody would, like, what kind of rumor is this where you just go like, I heard he's down at the bandit cave hiding, trying to get his amulet back. And it's like, nobody would just have that as a rumor they would spread. That guy's actually like in grave danger right now, I heard.
I'm a guard, and I'm telling you, random citizen, someone is in mortal peril.
There's like 50 vampires in a cave down by the lake, apparently. I would stay away from that if I was you.
Like it's either that or like, I go to Filch's if I want the best like gear.
Yeah.
Like, they just do an ad read sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's makes the world feel really alive because I will go there.
Yeah. The Imperial City, all 12 residents are gathered together screaming.
The biggest city ever. I was wondering if they'd change like any of that, like make
the population density higher.
No, it's still like there's like the 8 people that live there.
Yeah, there's an insane mod that was for the original that was, I think it was just called like Better Cities or something, where once you got up to Skyrim, you would have to download individual ones where it's like Better Whiterun and then Better Markarth or whatever. But the one for Oblivion just redid all the cities and made them awesome. And Oblivion, or the Imperial City with that mod had all sorts of new characters, and they would say wild shit because I think they were able to use like the language models to like map people's voices, and then they could just type whatever they wanted and give them voice lines, and then it would like put that voice actor's voice on the words. And so they just made a shitload of characters for the cities, and some of them have awesome voice lines. And I can't wait for that to be ported over to Oblivion Remastered. But I was talking in Discord about this. I was like, I wonder if like some of those people that made some of those mods are gonna port them over to Oblivion Remastered. And Brian's like, dude, that was over 15 years ago. Some of those people have to have died by now, like of old age or something, or they're like, they're just
not modding Oblivion anymore.
Yeah, because if you're like at the age where you're modding stuff at that time, you know, like 2010 or something, I doubt you're gonna still be doing it 15 years later. You're probably like 50.
Yeah.
Probably like 50-year-old dudes are like, I'm not making new mods for Oblivion Remastered. You crazy?
Got grandkids. Yeah. No, thanks. It's the hope for the next Elder Scrolls. You know, it's a lot of people complain about the like Skyrim cities. It's like you get a Whiterun. It's like 10 buildings, you know, like 20 people. But would you rather have lore accurate cities?
No, because actual cities suck.
Yeah. And like, it's kind of cool. You know, a lot of those NPCs, you know, there might only be 10 of them, but they've got like real schedules. You know, they got their homes.
Yeah.
They might have a good rumor. Some of them, I mean, have nothing to offer you.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I hope they find a good blend. You would think with the next one they make, like they would have the time and technology to make them maybe a little bigger and still keep them in depth. But
I kind of want to be able to get
also Bethesda, so
the future of gaming. I would love to be able to have like rile up a crowd, get them really angry. Convince them that
mobs.
Yeah, I want some mob shit where I'm just like, I think Nazim's a fucking vampire. That guy's freaking me out. And then all of a sudden I get 15 people to storm his house and drag him out by his feet. You know, I feel like that should be something you should be able to do.
I hope they add more, like RPG freedom in it. Because even this one, I was thinking like, you should have the option when you first go into the Dark Brotherhood to be able to go out on the street and be like, guards, like they all live down there. There's like a bunch of killers that live down there, and one of them's a vampire. And they should then like firebomb the well. Like I want the option at least. Yeah.
And pitch down into the
garlic
sewers.
gasoline. Like you should be able to be like, there's a bunch of monsters down there. And then the town like gets their pitchforks and they're like, let's kill them. But you don't have that option.
Yeah. Well, that's what cracks me up about the great secrecy of the Thieves Guild. Like, all I did was I gave a homeless guy like 14 gold, and he was just like, oh, yeah, you're going to want to go back there, and they meet up every night at 12 o'clock. I show up, I talk to Armand, and he's like, you told me a homeless guy told you where I was? Well, the homeless people are the eyes and ears of the gray fox, so I trust you. They vouched for you.
All of them.
Yeah, I'm like, a homeless guy vouches for me? You're going to take his word for it? I just feel like homeless people have a lot less to lose than if like a store owner is like, that's your guy right there.
I hope in the future they interact with, like, I'm walking around the party where they're like, oh, you're here for the treasure hunt or whatever. Full Dark Brotherhood garb with a knife out. Like, I want them to be a little like, what are you doing? Why do you have that knife out? Like, why do you look like a monster?
Yeah.
But they're just like, oh, hi there. Hello. And I'm like, I'm gonna kill you, bitch. They don't even notice. Or like the one Dark Brotherhood member like wanders, and I saw her in a city, and she's like, "Hi there, good to see you." And I'm like, "Who's this?" So I say hello, and she's like, "Shh, you can't talk to me outside of the Dark Brotherhood. They can find out we're Dark Brotherhood."
Like way louder.
Damn, lady. Like, yeah, I'm like, I just said hey after you said hello. Like, calm down. Yeah. But it'd be cool if there's more. I don't know, I guess option like like Baldur's Gate-esque, like you kind of sway things more. Maybe not even like that. Just some like be able to betray more people.
Yeah, just tell Hieronymus Lex who the Gray Fox is. Like just really I mean, it's one thing to give you access to an awesome quest line. It's another thing to be able to completely destroy it in its infancy. That's awesome.
Well,
That's awesome to be able to just like
What?
be like, yeah, I want to get a job as like a town guard, and the first thing I'm gonna do is help Hieronymus Lex kill all the homeless people and the Thieves Guild down in the waterfront. If I want to be a Gestapo, I should be able to. Okay,
Yeah.
those pesky waterfront people, they piss me off just as much as the next guy. And
My real estate value.
I should be able to clean that place out and then tear down all their homes and use the lumber to build one big cool house instead of all those
statue for myself.
big statue.
Hero.
The hero of the waterfront. Cleaned up all the riffraff.
I haven't even got the Thieves Guild, like, the starter quest yet. And I found the Gray Fox, like, poster.
Mm-hmm.
I've given every homeless person I've seen at least one coin. You have to give one, like, 14 coins.
Dude,
it doesn't even kickstart.
It's kind of a secret organization. I'm not. Hey, guys, if you're listening to this episode or whatever and you're not, you know, you're kind of on the side of the law, you might want to deafen now. But yeah, you basically just go up to a homeless person and give them like 50 gold. Like, or you can do the thing where you boast and then coerce or whatever, where you're like, I'm really cool. And
I'm
you're
so bad at that.
I know, I can't do it. I'm always just like, my cock's big. And they're like, awesome. And then I'm like, your cock's big. And they're like, no.
I always end up at the same amount or slightly less than I started. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I tell them a cool joke. They go, that sucks. And then I say something awesome about myself and they're like, fuck yes, I love you. And then I tell them something nice about them. And they're like, no.
I feel like the faces that look better now are a little harder to read too, because before they're like. And now, like, I was talking to one guy. He was swimming. It was an Oregonian underwater. I'm like, I can't read you. I have no idea.
You're not even like, no offense, you're not even like the same race. Like,
you're not even people.
Wood Elf.
You're a monster.
Wood Elf is like human, but with ears pointy. Like you're.
And people are still racist as hell. What else? Everyone's like tree hugger. I'm like, I'm surprised you can even tell my character is a wood elf.
Yeah.
Let alone like have the gall.
My guy's face looks like a crescent moon. Like his chin goes like, if he looked down at his penis, you'd stab his sternum with his chin. His chin is so ridiculous. And his forehead sticks out. And he just looks crazed. And people look at me and go, you filthy Nord. I'm like, how'd you know? Like, that's like
good call. Must be the smell.
Yeah.
I got you.
It's like shitting on Rocky Dennis for being Irish or something. Fucking ginger. It's like, dude, there's something way worse wrong with me.
Anything else you see?
Anything else? You got anything else you want to bring up? No, I hate you because you're a ginger, dude. That's why.
Can have low hanging freckles.
Yeah. Anything else?
That's what I missed it this time. Like the guy in the cell across from you that's like, I hate you for being you. Blah, blah. I didn't even remember him talking to me this time because I think it was so too easy.
Yeah.
The way I looked, or he was too afraid.
Yeah,
But
he comes up to the bars and looks at you. Dear God.
Okay, nice middle part. I'm a monster. An absolute orangutan looking monster.
Yeah. I think there is a mission later on where you break back into those dungeons and he goes like,
I already did it.
Oh, you already did it? He's like, how the fuck did you get out?
Well, first he's like, you got to get me out of here. You got to help me. And he's like, oh, it's you, the guy I was racist to.
Yeah.
Please still also help me out. And when you start fighting him, he summons a ghost. He's had the ability. He has like magic in there. He just summoned a ghost to fight me, and it caught me off guard.
You could have summoned that and been like, grab the key off of the fucking jailer.
There's a key on a table 10 feet away.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is pretty funny. He's like, I'm getting out of here, and there's nothing you can do. He's just shit. He's just a shit talker.
Yeah.
He's talking to the guard like, I'm gonna bang you.
I'm not gonna like him, dude. That guy's.
I know you would. Yeah.
Awesome.
He's telling the guard like, maybe I'll visit your wife on the Summer Isles when I get out of here. God damn, dude. No wonder you don't have any friends. Okay.
Dude, if I'm in prison, I want to be that guy. Well, and then they open my gate and they come up with a big fire hose and fucking beat the shit out of me with billy clubs. But before that happens,
I'm gonna sue.
Yeah.
It would be funny to go to like regular jail for like a day and be like a psycho on the boat? Would they keep you longer if you're like, I'm gonna get you, pretty boy? Or when they let you out, then you're just like, hey, thanks. You know,
crazy experience. Yeah, you're right. Wow. I wouldn't want to be in there. It's like you're in there and you've made everybody else's life hell.
Writing in blood on the wall, the minutes. 60.
Hey, guard, come here. Boom! Hit him with some shit. Shit in my hand, throw it at him. Yeah.
It would be a drunk tank. Just go absolutely. You're in there just for a night. In the corner.
How did he get a straight jacket on? They didn't put me in there. Yeah.
Like, is that illegal to act insane in jail? Like, would they then use that to be? Because then if they're like, he's insane, we should keep him. I go to the court hearing and be like, no, I'm not. I'm perfectly fine. Ask me any question. I'll answer it normal.
I'll answer it the most sane way possible. I don't know.
But then when you're in there, you're just like,
I saw like a documentary about a guy that he got put into an insane asylum, and then because he had claimed insanity for the defense of something else, like he had done a violent crime or something like that, and he claimed insanity, got put into an insane asylum, and then he's like, I'm not actually insane, and he dresses in a suit every day because he's like, the interview starts with him, and he's just like, I've been in here for fucking 10 years. They don't believe me that I'm not insane. He's like, how do you prove to someone that you're not insane? He's like, so I just,
it's scary.
I act as normal as I possibly can. And I think towards the end of the thing, they interview his doctor, and his doctor's just like, yeah, I know he's not insane, but he's a violent psychopath. That's the only person that would go through this entire charade in order to get out of a punishment of a crime. He's a psychopath, and he's just going to attack again once he gets out, so we're just holding him forever. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, what if you're wrong? Like, what? Like, this guy, he dresses up like a business suit, like he's ready to go to work.
Well, yeah, to what end, though? Is he's like, I don't belong in the insane asylum. I belong in regular prison.
No, he just wants out. Like, I think if he had been sent to prison, he would have been lit out. Even at maximum punishment, he would have been lit out already. And now he's like, shit, I should have just gone to regular prison. Now he's like, I just want to get out. And they're like, you're crazy. And he's like, I'm really not.
I mean, there's all this movies about that. They give you those pills and they're like, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
And then like it's really scary.
Yeah.
To have to try to prove.
And I don't think I'm good enough at pretending like I'm normal to get out of there. I don't think I would be able to.
And I'm sure crazy people a lot of times are like, hey man, I'm not crazy. They're like, okay, yeah, I've heard that one before. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know, man, really? I'm really not crazy. Believe me. I'm so normal.
Yeah. I think what I would do is I would start writing on the wall strategies of how to be normal with my poop, and then they would know that I'm normal because I'm obviously trying to make an effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm doing equations. P equals poop squared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy in the Oblivion jail, that guy rocks.
His name's like something Veth or a piece of shit. Yeah, I went in there and beat the shit out of him with my hands.
Oh, there's another mission where you have to go save this guy for the Thieves Guild that's locked up in a dungeon. And it's a dungeon where every couple nights they take someone in the dungeon and drag them into a deeper dungeon where there's this, I think it's like the Countess's wife or something, or the Count's wife. The Countess is like she's a vampire, and she like drains the blood out of dungeon people. And the guards are complicit. The guards drag them to her dungeon, and then she experiments on them. While I was doing that, I got to the point where my sneak wasn't very high, and then I realized like the Thieves Guild doesn't care if you actually sneak. It's not called the Sneaking Guild. It's called the Thieving Guild. There's no thieving difference. If I run up to you and go, take your wallet and run and go, and like that, I'm still technically thieving. And so I couldn't sneak past some of these people. So I just broke out of my prison cell, and the guard's like, stop right there. And I was like, fuck you, dude. I just kept walking. And the whole time he's beating me in the back with his sword, but I flexed my lats, doesn't do so much damage. And I went to go save this guy out of the deep dungeon with the vampire lady. I don't think you're supposed to let the guards follow you the whole way there, because as soon as they got down there, they go, vampire! And they beat the ever-living shit out of that lady. They forgot about me entirely. They're like, holy fuck, it's a vampire. They killed her. And I'm like, don't you work for her? Isn't that like the lady that pays your checks?
The whole thing
it's
happening here.
Yeah. But, oh, man, that game's quirky. It's just a funny little game.
Dark Brotherhood's more like a sneaking guild than the Thieves Guild. I've noticed. Like, all your bonuses are like, don't be caught.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I thought I could just run around and kill everyone, but it's a lot of sneaking.
And then all your bonuses for the Thieves Guild is don't kill. So it's really the not killing guild more than anything.
Lame.
Yeah. I do have a paralysis power where I can just go like, whoop, and just make someone paralyzed.
Have you killed I don't know if it's a bug or what, but if you kill someone that's paralyzed, sometimes they just become like a doll. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I killed a girl in the Dark Brotherhood in the mission where it's like, kill them all. I felt like the biggest pervert in the world because I took off all her clothes because she had Dark Brotherhood armor, and I wanted to see if it was different than mine. You don't have to
explain anything to me, dude.
And then when she was paralyzed for some reason, she's stuck like this, and she didn't weigh any. Like, I could pick her up like a sex doll. And like normally I can barely, my strength's so low, like I can get their hand to flop over.
Yeah.
This woman I could pick up and like toss her around, and she was just frozen in her underwear. That was pretty cool.
No, I haven't experimented in that way, although I will check it out. Thanks for telling me. But I have like Hieronymus Lex. I snuck into his bedroom in order to steal some tax money or something. And I couldn't sneak past him, so I ended up paralyzing him. And while he's like paralyzed, face down in his bed, he's still screaming at me. He's like, "Stop! You violated the law!
Yeah, they're
forfeit all of your stolen." I'm like, dude, he's just paralyzed like this, like face down in his bed, yelling into his pillow. And then the frame he gets up, I'm like, okay, this is Captain of the Guard. The guy he can fight. Okay, he can throw down, but I've caught him at a disadvantage. He's in his nightgown. He's in his nightie. He's got his little nightcap Santa hat on. I can probably
goes boom, and he turns into.
He rips his nightgown off. Under it is full plate mail, and he pulls a goddamn claymore out of his asshole and goes to town on me. Yeah, it
was the hardest thing, trying to kill a person to join the Dark Brotherhood. Every time I'd hit someone in their sleep, they'd wake up and they'd be fully armored, and I'm like, oh,
they
shit.
wake up in underwear and go like snap their clothes on. It's awesome.
It's the sneaking is, people never de-aggro.
No.
And I have an invisibility spell. It's 5 seconds invisible. It does not matter. Like, I'll do it and walk around, and they'll just be tracking me the whole time. And they'll come out and they're like, there you are. And trying to steal from people. I was like, in the Imperial City, of course, you go into all those shops, you steal all their shit.
Yeah.
I was having such a hard time because I go invisible, go upstairs, and they follow you. And then I just found out, if you just go invisible, you can just take anything. And if it disappears right in front of them, they just don't care. So it's just stealing. And they're so dumb. Like, the display case right in front of them opens up, go back invisible, steal it all, close it. And they're like, hey there, can I help you? And I don't know if you're pickpocketing or what, pickpocketing so good, you can just get away with this. But one time I was so pissed at this guy. I could not steal shit from him. So I'm like, just do a save just to test out, I just want his key and I want to see what's in that case. And I didn't even crouch or anything really. Like, I didn't go invisible. I just grabbed his key out of him and he's like, thief, why I gotta call the guards. And then I talked to him and asked for rumors. And he's like, well, there's a good rumor over here. And then afterwards, he was just totally fine.
Yeah.
And I walked over, opened up his chest, took all the shit out, and he was just like, oh, have a good one. Like,
yeah. Talking about de-aggro and stuff, shit. Like, I stole an amulet from like the palace or something down in Leowin, which is at the very southern part of the map. The Countess's bodyguard caught a hold of me. This was when I was during my I'm not part of the sneaking guild. I'm part of the thieving guild. So I just walked in there and was just like, that's mine. And then people were like, I'll fucking kill you. And I'm like, I don't care. I just ran and I went north up the river I turn around, I realize there's still the Countess's guard is still following me. I'm way outside of town. This is kind of crazy. So I was like, I guess I'll swim. And so I swam a little bit up the river. I got like past Breville. I'm chilling. I'm like on my way to the Imperial City. I turn around. There's still, I can see like, he's like a shark coming through the water. I'm like, dude, she's not going to bang you if you get this necklace back. Like you've ran like 5,000 meters in this ridiculous plate mail swimming through the water. It was just a lot. It was a lot. But
I had that where they're like, kill this guard, find him at a time where he's not wearing his armor, because we give you an arrow that will kill if it touches skin. I found him in a pond swimming, fully armored. I'm like, okay, if he's not going to take his armor off now, I don't think he ever is. So I just stood right in front of him with the arrow, and like in his little eye slits, I hit him. I got him perfect and killed him. And all the guards are like, you thief. And
he's got a little circular trap door for his penis so he can pee, and you have to shoot him right in the tip.
The whole point of the mission is like, find him when he's not in his armor. And when I found him, he's swimming. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's just to show you like, fuck you, this guy doesn't take off his armor. But he's just like swimming fully decked out.
That's awesome.
And I shot him in the eye, and the guards, like, I went through the swamps and I can like bounce on water. My acrobatics are so high. I ran for miles. I'm faster than a horse. And every time I turn around, they'd be like, like still coming. Wow.
They're dedicated. They're dedicated.
I go invisible, hide, go into a building. They still like, they know where you are at all times, and they're coming.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it's funny.
I love being like upstairs in like a building at like the corner of town, and I'll go up there and I'll just like attack someone, and it takes 2 hits to kill them. The first hit, they go, help. And then the second, they die, and a guard rushes from across the town up the stairs, busts into the bedroom, and he's just like, halt. It's like, dude, how the fuck did you hear me? Like,
I heard their cries.
I heard their cries from all the way across town. It's like it's such a little whimper. Same thing with if you steal something, like the guards just come running, dude. They just know.
Yeah, they're insatiable. And also, I thought it was like town to town bounties. I forgot that just kind of hive mind guards were like, I ran so far, and then the next guard I ran into on the road's like, stop, halt there.
Yeah.
God, dude, like, you don't know what I did.
It's honestly like being in Oblivion again makes me realize why, like, I'm more of a Stormcloak now in Skyrim, because I'm like, this is kind of a police state. I understand why they don't like it. I understand why they're overthrowing the...
No fun.
Yeah. The cops are everywhere, and you steal an apple and they beat you to death. It's ridiculous.
They're like very
They're
effective.
actually like really good at their job. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not like, well, they're not crooked like in Skyrim. In Skyrim, they're always like pay me 40 gold to get into town. It's like, this is a shakedown. And he's like, okay, don't tell my boss. In Oblivion, they're by the book. Okay. None of them are trying to extort you. They just have the law, and they don't want you to break it. And that pisses me off because they're really, really, really strict about it.
And they're really, really strong.
Yeah. And they're really strong, and they don't forget. And they have like maybe cell phones or something. Like the amount of information that travels, like you commit a crime over in Bruma, all of a sudden other town, they still pretty mad at you.
My third mini Diet Coke, which is better for me because it's like half of one regular one.
My second actual Diet Dr. Pepper, full sized, because I'm not a little
like
child.
10 mini Diet Peppers.
Yeah, the mini ones
we've talked about Oblivion
cool,
a lot,
but Jesus Christ, 50 minutes of Oblivion. Oh my God! All those
no interest in Oblivion.
All those truckers are gonna fucking kill themselves. That's horrible.
What? What are they talking about?
What?
Is it a movie? Is it porn?
I found a bag of sour cream and onion chips on the couch. How cool is that? That's a score. That's a little.
Eat those into the mic.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm Brian on an average afternoon. What?
And I'll try to get some burps going.
Brian will straight up eat and crunch a bag into the mic.
I've heard him suck the marrow out of fishbone before anything.
And then yell at you if you go like, dude, back it up. He's like, you're the only one complaining. I've been in here doing this for an hour and a half. Nobody else complained.
It's like white. It's kind of relaxing at times because it's like white noise.
Yeah, it's like what you hear if you put your ear to the wall and you have rats on the other side of it chewing
like
on
rain on a tin roof. Yeah. You know, it's kind of relaxing in a way. Not to talk about Oblivion again, but wow, it's so fun to be playing Oblivion again. Also, very cool for people that have never played it to basically get like an outdated feeling RPG that looks pretty that you get to play for the first time. And a lot of my friends started on Skyrim and now they're trying Oblivion, and I'm getting rage baited so goddamn. Your friends are the ones that can really like
push your buttons
really
the most.
You.
Yeah.
And this one fucker, Matt, okay, I don't think he's even played Skyrim. He heard us hyping up Oblivion so much. He's like, yeah, I'll try it out. He's doing dagger only, expert difficulty. And it took him like 2 hours to get through the intro sewers because every mud crab is like a boss battle. And then he's like, this game sucks. Like, okay, why don't you put the difficulty down? He's like, no, I don't want it to be easy. He might be the first person I've ever seen in my life that when you leave the sewers, he turned around and started going behind the sewer. And I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, not that there's a right way to play, but like, you're not going to go right across that little bandit camp over there. He's like, I don't know. I was just going to check around. I'm like, okay, like you might be, they clearly want you to maybe go on this pier, like swim around.
Oh, no, I see the water as like a barrier. I don't think I ever leave and go across the water. That's insane.
I don't think I've never not taken the exact. Well, granted, it's
you just got out of the sewer.
Path.
I'm not, and the sewer obviously dumps out of that sluice gate down into that water. I'm not getting in there. It's covered in poo.
It's a little cleaner. I want to wash off a little bit, but
I do a 180 and go the opposite way.
You're just like, you fuckers. Yeah, he did it. I'm like, okay, well, you can go anywhere. And then he fights a mud crab for 10 minutes, and it's like, wow, these little fuckers are hard. I'm like, that's that is like the most basic enemy in this game. And I've just watched him die 1,000 times, and like, I don't know. I don't think he's made it past that bandit camp.
Yeah. You should put him in the Fighters Guild where you go down to that basement with like 10 skeevers in there. You get fucking torn apart.
It would be an Elden Ring boss battle. Yeah. It'd be hours.
Be completely dismembered by 10 rats in the basement. Because if I remember correctly, that basement is just a square 10 by 10 room. Like there's nowhere to.
I mean, that room would probably fuck me up. My whole thing's jumping and shooting a bow. When I get into a tight spot, it's a little risky.
Yeah.
I got the Crimson Eviscerator. I don't remember a lot of the DLC like hideouts that you get for free. I think like back in the day I did the Wizard Tower.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even a wizard. But this time I stumbled across have you seen the one at the very bottom of the map that's like a vampire trog cave? It's really creepy.
Vaguely. It's been so long.
I live there now.
Yeah.
And it has a room that's just like a really cool but very uncomfortable like shrine with like bodies coming out of the walls and like a big Daedric statue.
Wait, did you get the deluxe edition?
Yes.
I did.
And I don't know how to. This isn't even part of the deluxe. I think all the DLCs come with the base version. The deluxe has like 2 new sets of armor and horse armor. I don't even know how to get that shit. Like I haven't seen any quests about it.
I don't think I've ever ridden a horse in Oblivion. So
I think I rode the unicorn back in the day because it's a unicorn, but I'm genuinely faster than a horse. So I don't really, and I can scale a mountain easier. So I don't really want to.
Yeah.
But like, my God, I'm so excited for the Shivering Isles. I've been holding off a little bit so I don't immediately go into it, but that's probably my favorite part of Oblivion back in the day. I hope it holds up. I feel like I haven't seen anything about it yet either.
Yeah.
So the mystique is still there a little bit.
I think,
how good does it look?
I did see like someone post a little screenshot of Sheogorath, which was cool. But
he looked weird. But
he did look a little bit weird. But also, at the time when that came out, I think DLCs were still very new. And so I had finished playing Oblivion. And I was like so into it. And then the Shivering Isles came out and I was like, wait a second. there's more. I can buy more for the game. And yeah, playing that was insane. And like, it's funny how quickly people turned on DLCs. Like DLCs, like for a long time in the mid 2000s, like they realized we can just make like the most bare minimum and charge people for it. And then now they realize that does hurt your reputation some. So,
well, it's crazy that Bethesda's guilty of like, one, they fucked it up with like horse armor was such a thing back then because it's like, holy shit, you want us to pay money for a cosmetic. But then they also made like, in my opinion, like one of the better DLCs ever.
Yeah. And Knights of the
So
Nine, I thought was awesome, even though
I never really did Knights of the Nine, which now I'm excited to do it.
Good.
But
it's good. And you get awesome
I
armor.
don't use heavy armor.
Yeah.
Their armor looks heavy.
Yeah. Although there was one for Fallout 3 that actually pissed me off because there's no way to
the pit.
No, Broken Steel, I think is what it was called. And at the end of Fallout 3, when you beat it in its entirety, it just goes like credits. And then you have to restart the game. Like you literally finish the game and it's like you're done. And so everywhere online people would say like make a save right here, finish the game and then reload that save and just wander around like you've never completed the game. And then they came out with the DLC Broken Steel that just made the game open where you're like, you beat the game, now wander around. And they added like,
I remember that.
They added some stuff where it was like caravans bringing clean water to the different cities. But that's about it. It was like the most lackluster DLC where I'm like, I'm basically paying so I don't have to reload a save and act
some
like
good
that's
ones,
the
though.
end. Yeah.
They had the like Operation Anchorage or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I really like because you got like AK-47 and katana and stuff.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna poo poo that one for you. Operation Anchorage. Fine. That was a DLC that I went through with a grimace on my face just to get that armor that made you invisible when you crouched.
Yeah,
that was it. Like
cool.
It was one of those things where I'm like, oh great, I have to go through the stupid simulation DLC. So I can get the goodies.
About it.
Yeah, all I remember was like, whoo, I'm done with it. Now I get the goodies. Because at the end they give you like a big room full of
I remember the armor. Super cool.
Yeah.
But I remember also at the time, I said this before, I was too scared to like Fallout 3 was probably one of the scariest games I've ever played because I've said this before, but Oblivion, I was too afraid to go into most of the caves. Now playing it, I'm like, these caves are not scary at all. But back then, I would just avoid them. I didn't really go into any of them unless they made me, and then I'd go into it like shaking.
Yeah.
And then when I got Fallout 3, I was like, oh, wow, this is like Oblivion, but 1,000 times scarier because the monsters are creepier.
Yeah.
And like the Pit DLC, couldn't beat it. Too scary. The like swamp one, too scary. But then Operation Anchorage was like, okay, I can fight like Chinese people or
I didn't like going into the metro in Fallout 3 unless Abby was in the room because I was scared of going in there by myself.
Yeah, even the supermarkets, I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know. I was just waiting, like, when does
Abby,
it get like a
can
little
you come
more
over to my house
positive?
and watch me play Fallout?
I'm a little scared.
Yeah, I'm a little terrified.
I didn't have I was just alone playing that in the dark, scared for my life.
Yeah.
You know, the scariest thing I'd played up to that was probably those like Overlord games or whatever. You get the minions.
Yeah.
And then Fallout 3. I'm still definitely more of a Elder Scrolls over Fallout guy. I think it roots from they were just so scary.
Yeah.
And I'm not scared of them now.
Yeah. Well, you're a grown ass
like
man. That would be weird. But I play with the lights on. Just saying.
Even Fallout 4, it's like a little less scary, but still there's some
ghouls are fucking horrifying in that game. They made them look like they're like weird. They're like melted people. Whereas in the other Fallout games, it's like a skeleton beef jerky person, not as scary. The Fallout, the ghouls are gross.
I sleep through the nights. I don't want it to be nighttime when I'm walking around.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I hope the next Elder Scrolls has no caves, no dungeons,
just open, everything above ground.
More stuff like the unicorns,
Minotaur, maybe as scary as it gets. Is that one?
A man that's also a bull, kind of.
Yeah.
No, I like the Will of the Wisp or whatever. Where it's just a ball of light. That's about as scary as I can
Have
take.
you ran into those like Daedra spider ladies?
No.
They are horrifying, dude. I did not remember them from initially playing Oblivion. And then when I went to go replay it recently, I was like, is this one of the mods that I have? Like these scary spider ladies? They look like Quelaag from Dark Souls.
And new graphics? No, thank you.
Well, there's already a mod that makes them topless. So if you want that, I'll go ahead and send you the link to it. But it's spider, and then it's almost like a centaur where spider body, human female top. And imagine that topless. Pretty cool.
That's hot.
If I was that guy in the jail cell, I would try to figure out how to conjure one of those. That's what I would have my studies towards. But
what's he clapping about? He's in prison. He's always down there clapping. Something's up. I mean, fuck, I banged the ghost that he could summon. It's just like a classic, like, ooh, ghost. But you said he'd been in prison for like 10 years or something.
Yeah, I would try to figure
day
out.
2.
I'd probably summon something else.
Scamp?
Yeah.
Okay.
The scamps are pretty small, dude. Yeah. The imps, the little flying imps. Oh my god,
the little imp, the scamp, where it's like a little bald man. That's like,
nah, the imp.
You bang one of those.
The imp is like
the imp. They have
like
their butt cheeks like so defined.
It's like a little Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah, with wings.
Yeah, and they're evil, so it's okay to summon them and make them bounce on it.
They're also they look so much like just a little tiny man shrunk down. Like I was looking at them the other day. Like, can they talk? Like, can they read? Like, what can they? Are they just pure little monsters? They have butt cheeks. Like, can they?
Yeah.
Can they open them? Can they?
Do
like
they
shit
fuck?
And stuff. Yeah. Do they fuck each other? I don't know. Or are they just like evil conjurations?
I noticed like some of the conjurers, they'll summon like Daedra, and the Daedra seem to be like homies with them. So I would assume if you could summon a female Daedra, you might be able to be like, look, I'm stuck in this jail cell. Do whatever you want.
The first time a conjurer summoned just a man to come fight me, I was like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. I forgot
just,
about
like,
that.
Summon a human? Like,
well, it was a Daedra, but
Daedra.
like in the dark cave, I was like, that's just a dude. You just summoned a dude to come kick my ass.
That'd be awesome. Just summon like, just a regular guy. Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, I'm a wood elf, and I'm gonna summon my red guard friend to come beat your ass.
Go fight. Oh, where am I? Where am I? What's happening?
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything else in the world
besides Oblivion? Besides the one thing I'm hyper focused on right now?
No.
Yeah, WrestleMania was a couple days ago. Did you watch that?
WrestleMania? No. Any big upsets?
Yeah, actually, this was the first WrestleMania I've ever watched because,
why?
Well, once you get out of a certain tax bracket, you go, I'm not watching that. I don't.
No, I mean,
I don't live in the trailer park. Oh, why did I watch it? Well, because all those fucking deadbeats on Discord watch it. All my friends, and they're. What's really funny is like the one guy that's super into it. That's like, I have to watch it. Is the French guy, and he's just like, we have to see what does Cody Rhodes do, and I don't know. Do you know who Cody Rhodes is? His name, I think, right down. Yeah.
I had a phase when I was a kid where my cousins were really into wrestling, and I knew about as far as Dave Bautista and Rey Mysterio because I had their action figures, and I played one of the WWE video games on 360. That was actually pretty fun.
Was Cody Rhodes on it?
Is he just like a guy?
I think he's like a new guy, and he looks like a bad guy in an 80s movie.
Okay, let me look him up. I might know who you're talking about. I know the name.
He just looks like Captain America.
Oh wow.
He's like a Homelander type or something.
Yeah, he's like Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
But not.
And he's like new cool guy. And then it was him versus John Cena, which apparently John Cena is like a bad guy. And
I saw some drama. Yeah, they turned him into a
villain. Yeah. And they just kind of like ran around the ring, and I thought when they were fighting, they were mic'd up. And so that you could hear them like shit talk between, but it's really the announcers just sitting there like going like, whoa.
I bet he's saying
yeah. And they would do a lot of like, they would do a lot of like John Cena would be like, and the announcers would be like, John Cena's telling him he don't care much about him. Yeah. Cody Rhodes is looking defeated. And Cody Rhodes is just like, oh. And the announcers are like, Cody Rhodes is delirious. He's been bamboozled. And
he's hungry. Cody Rhodes is hungry.
Cody Rhodes wants something in his mouth.
John Cena's saying, I got something I can put in your mouth. Now Cody Rhodes once again is saying, that's not what I want.
First time watching it just played off like a game of charades or something where they're like, what does Cody Rhodes want?
Cody Rhodes has got 3 words. Movie title.
Cody Rhodes is acting out a man getting his ass kicked by John Cena. Yeah, it was boring. I thought it was like the worst thing I've ever watched, but
were you wasted?
No, I wasn't at the time. But I was trying to just like, on Discord, you can watch something with somebody like if you're there with your friends expecting to have a good time. I didn't go into it poo-pooing it,
Yeah, okay.
Like I was like, this stadium is filled. I'm here with my friends watching it. I have to be able to glean something of it entertaining. Because I don't watch UFC. I don't give a shit about dudes fighting each other. But if it's the UFC night and all my friends are watching it on Discord, I'll watch it and be like, that guy beat the shit out of that dude. Whoa! And I'll have a great time. This was even like in a room full of people that were fully engaged with it. I didn't get it.
Pussy.
I didn't get it. Yeah. Well, because it's like, obviously, all the people in there are like, why don't you like about it? Is it because you're one of those people where it's like, it's fake? We know it's fake, Sam. We know. I'm like, I know you know it's fake. It's like theater. It's just bad theater is my problem with it. It's like not, if you're going to make it theatrical, you might as well go way above and beyond. It should be more ridiculous.
Like that famous clip of the snake whisperer guy where he like plays the thing and hypnotizes him.
Yeah.
I would, love it if they're like fully, it's
ridiculous.
Fake. Okay, here's like lightning.
Yeah. I saw a clip of I think it was like backyard wrestling where it was like an Italian wrestler that was like spinning pizza dough while he was kicking people's asses. And he would use the pizza dough to like stun them. He would like throw the dough over their face. I'm like, that's ridiculous to have like an Italian chef, pizza man wrestler. But Cody Rhodes is just like, I got an American flag shirt on. And John Cena's like, I got jorts. And we are bad asses. And I'm like, these are like the most fucking boring ass milquetoast dudes in the world.
Cody Rhodes should have like bald eagle attack.
He should have, he should come in on a hang glider that looks like a big eagle.
That would be sweet. Yeah.
Where's Cody Rhodes coming from? You see him circling. John Cena's in the middle of the fucking ring. All of a sudden, a shadow of a bird goes over him.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then they're like, John Cena right now is thinking, oh my God, that's the biggest bird I've ever seen. He's scared. And then John Cena has jeans on at first and rips them into jorts. You know how hard it is to rip denim?
Yeah, denim.
You know how tough denim is? You rip those into jorts.
His jorts are so big, if they were fully jeans, they would have to be Jinkos. So you'd have to tear through a lot of material.
Like he walks from the thing and he gets all the way to the arena and the jeans have trailed all the way back to the entrance. And then he rips them off.
That would be badass.
And then he uses that material to like...
It's just...
He wrapped up Cody Rhodes.
It's just not as ridiculous as it could be, is my point. If it's going to be written...
It's either not too real or too fake.
Yeah. And it's like, if it's going to be fake, just make it full-ass fake. Make it ridiculous. Yeah. It just wasn't very ridiculous.
Which I'm sure I don't watch a lot of wrestling. I feel like, don't they still do some like, I'm sure they still do some things where you're like, wow, that's absolutely ridiculous.
That's athletic.
Like
yeah. Like,
or not athletic, but even like, this guy's coming back from the dead. Or do they not do that at all? What's his name? The Undertaker or whatever. Does he still do like,
I don't know enough about it. The only thing I heard that happened was Stone Cold Steve Austin rode a ATV up onto the stage or something, drank like 6 beers, and then walked out. And I was like, that is an awesome
cool.
payday for him. Oh, you want me to
awesome.
ride an ATV and drink a shitload of beer and then walk out? I'll do that in front of people.
Now, what I would have preferred is he drinks 6 beers, then gets on it,
Yeah.
then
I think
the crowd.
he crashes the ATV. I think that's part of it. Is he crashes it? Yeah, which is kind of awesome. But yeah, I didn't really see much. What was weird was the French guy, the Frenchie. He was like on the edge of his seat, like this could be it. John Cena could break a record and get his 17th championship belt. And I'm like, I mean, if the writers write it in, yeah. He's like, I know it's written, Sam. I'm like,
stop saying that.
I'm like, well, if it's written, like, why does it matter about, like, if you go to their wiki pages, it says like their championships and which ones they won. I'm like, if it's written, who cares? Yeah. My point is, if it's written, I better see some people throwing some like pizza dough and pocket sand. I want to see some crazy shit. But
like flying in a big glider,
or
really like that idea.
Really sell the fact that it's fake by doing crazy athletic wrestling. But I feel like because so many people have been injured and there's been so many pile drivers where people get paralyzed that they're like, we're taking some of those out. And so mostly what they do is they run and hit the ropes and then run back and do the clotheslining, and they do a lot of top rope, land on them softly. It's a lot of that. So, and then randomly at the end, Travis Scott comes out and they like start playing Travis's music, and he just comes out and he's like, yeah, I'm Travis Scott. I don't think he wrestled or anything. He just walked out and then walked back.
Awesome.
Yeah. And like the crowd went fucking crazy.
Yeah. And then he got on an ATV and rode it out.
Yeah. It was just like
the Iron Claw. Did you ever watch that?
No.
I loved their signature move, and it was just like grab a guy with the top of the head and squeeze. Like he's using the Iron Claw. And they like grab your head and like and, like squeeze it really hard. Like I like shit like that, or even like if they did, they're going so over the top, like body double shit, where it's like you hit a guy really hard and like a big head pops off, and then he gets into a jacket or something, covers up, so it looks like, oh my god, he knocked his head off.
Yeah,
stuff like that could be fun. Or like he cut his, like maybe they just go, they go, oh my god, he bit his finger off. It could be as simple as that, just tucking. That's a trick I do a lot.
Well, it's hard because the fucking audience is a 360. They're in a stadium. If they like moved this, all the audience to one side, you open up an entire level. You could bring in David Copperfield and be like, I want to be able. I want one wrestler to tear another one in half. How do we trick people from just this one side?
A big shadow. Big shadow thing where it's like, oh, they're fighting behind the stage.
Oh, yeah. That would be
it could do a lot. There's something there for the future.
They could do more, and instead they do sad amount. They do less, and they pick boring stars. What happened to the Iron Sheik? What happened to Andre the Giant? Why don't they have a big freak giant guy?
Well, what happened to him is he got too big.
He got too big and died. No.
Too freakish.
Have you seen that super tall, like, Russian basketball player that he's like 8 feet tall?
See the one with the neck?
Yes.
Where he's like he looks like not.
The guy is so freaky like just based off sight. It makes me have like a fight or flight response looking at him.
He was in the new Alien movie.
Was he?
They used him as
an alien.
Like it's like an alien human hybrid, and he was scary because he's like, they've got him in a practical suit.
I thought just no suit. Put on the spacesuit and just look at the camera.
Probably a really nice guy.
Dude, I crack up at that video of it's like a Ring doorbell footage of this family hanging out in the driveway, and the
man with the red hair, the clown.
I pulled that video up 2 nights ago, and me and Madeline were just laughing so hard at it. Walks up behind these ladies,
really funny.
Hey, and they just turn around.
Monster! Yeah, he's just like delivering something.
You know what's funny is I showed that to Abby. She didn't think it was funny, and she was on the lady's side. she was like, imagine you're a woman. You're standing there with your child and your mother who's elderly. And then you turn around and a man has snuck up on you. And I'm like, well, I didn't think about it like that. I thought about like, how would I feel if 3 ladies turn around and one just based off sight does a sustained 6-second scream.
Well, you're like, hello.
Just, hi.
But yeah, if he was delivering like a knife or something, I could see it was pretty.
Delivering a latex scary mask.
Yeah. It works.
And this is for you. Purchase one. Good purchase. It is scary, in case you were wondering. Yeah.
Do you think he changed how he looked after that, or it was just like, I'm used to it?
He probably rationalized it like Abby did, where he was like, hey, I came up behind ladies that didn't know I was there. They thought I could have been there to murder them.
Be scary.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with how I look or how my hair is.
I look like Carrot Top with circular glasses on.
Yeah, the glasses didn't help. I think maybe let's try hair down, glasses off.
Yeah. But
new topic, go.
The
NFL draft was yesterday. You watched that?
Yeah. No, I didn't. I have no interest in NFL stuff, and I think I need to get my man points up, dude. I don't watch no sports. I need to watch sports.
Did have a big moment for viewers. Derek Tonka got drafted.
I love that guy.
3rd when he was predicted to go 8th. And
is that big?
Is Derek Tonka big? Yeah.
Is that okay? Is he?
They call him Derek Tonka Truck for a reason, dude. Yeah, he's huge. He's like 6'8".
Does he throw the ball or does he
pounds?
like catch the ball?
Neither. He's a kicker.
It's a complex sport, dude. I don't really know all the ins and outs.
He's a kicker, so.
Oh, okay.
But he's a kicker that he kicks the ball. He's one of the only ones that does this. And then when they're returning it, he's got the force to then get a big tackle.
Oh. I thought the kicker just kicked it and then just walked off the field and said, you guys go.
Well, it depends on
I only kick. So they are supposed to do something after they kick?
Well, that's why he's like he's like a new type.
Oh, because historically they would kick it and then just walk away.
They don't walk away. They'll just like kind of be like, if it's like a kick return, they can still go for the tackle, but they are weaker.
Yeah.
So they don't want to get killed.
Well, if I was, I'm just talking about like battle plans here. Like if I was on the other team where that guy was kicking, and I know that he's a good kicker, you got drafted or whatever, I would go for definitely a fucking knee tackle where I snap his knees backwards and rip his legs off while he's at the bottom of the pileup.
I do a reverse tabletop where instead of a guy down below him, a guy's up high holding, and then I tackle his legs so that he folds in on him. So.
I have one of my friends tackle him from this side, and I go low and tackle him from this side, and like not another teen movie, we completely cleave him in twain where he's completely ripped in half with his entrails following his legs down the field. I mean, I think that's just naturally what would happen, but I don't watch this.
Speaking of sports needing a little update.
Football
could
lame.
use some more blood.
Yeah. It's like the only contact sport that has like pads. What's up with that? Take those fuckers off, dude.
I mean, hockey kind of, but
yeah, but hockey's like Canadian. Lame.
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
They're soft up there, dude. Now, like, take those pads off, okay?
I wouldn't say that to a hockey player.
I wouldn't either because they're scary.
But I'm also not on ice like a figure skater a lot, so I'm not really too worried about it.
Yeah.
And I got all my teeth.
I just don't like that. Like American football, they just present themselves as so manly, and then there's the Brits over there with rugby, and they're like no pads.
Except for on their pussies.
I just feel like if they can do it, we should be able to do it. And the old time, like I have this photo of my grandfather playing football, and he had the old timey football helmet where it's just the leather aviation cap with like the little padded top. You know what I'm talking about?
You heard of like CTE and stuff? Are you up to date with
I am.
traumatic brain
But
injuries?
that's part of if you're going to get into the sport, dude, you're going to have to deal with the brain damage and the fucked up knees. Okay. That's just part of it.
Yeah.
Unless you can guarantee me as a football viewer, which I am, I love the sport. As technology keeps advancing and we're more and more concerned about the impact on people's bodies, that eventually it's going to be like Gundams playing football. That would be cool. Okay,
that would be
if
awesome.
it's going to get to that point where, or like a middle ground. What's that movie where it's like Tom Cruise is in like a big mech suit? It's like Edge of Tomorrow or something.
Oh yeah, okay.
If we could have football games with giant mech suits like that, I might be there. Okay, but
did you ever play electric football or whatever, where it's just a little table that like, and the players kind of like,
no.
You know what I'm talking about? It's like a board game kind of, but it's a football field, and you kind of like tap your. I don't know how to explain it. That game sucks. Because there's like no passing, and like they all just kind of like vibrate on a table and start moving, and I think you kind of like guide them. But if we could get something like that,
what's it called?
I think it's called electric football, which sounds a lot cooler.
Yeah,
it's more like vibrating football.
Oh my god, I see these. Yeah, I might have played this before. The fake stands behind it are very familiar.
You turn it on and I maybe never actually knew how to play it. And I don't know if
what's awesome is there's
it.
Electric football, and they have like high school level where it's just the field and then a piece of cardboard with some stands and people in it. And then they have like NFL versions where it's like a larger piece of cardboard that looks more like you're in a big stadium, but only one-sided. And then I'm looking at what looks like somebody has brought this thing down into his basement and built around it an entire actual stadium so that you're on elevated stands and you look down on like you're God himself, like Dr. Manhattan.
That's cool.
Staring down at the
good
football
for the off
field.
season.
Yeah.
Get some good games going on there. It's loud. That's all I remember. It's just like, and they just kind of like vaguely move. But
he's even got like giant stadium LED panels and stuff for his basement rig.
Some people that one of my best friend's dads had, do you ever see those really cool like RC tracks for race cars where they stripped onto it and then would just like, wow, wow, wow. He had a really in-depth one in his garage that had like, I
think those are called zip cars or something.
Zip car, I don't know, but he had all sorts of stuff in the middle. It was huge. It was massive.
Yeah.
And that was really fun.
There was a kid down the road from me that I used to go to his house a lot, and his dad was, I think his dad was the guy that gets up on a cherry picker and like messes with the traffic lights. Like he was an electrician, but for the city, and does traffic light stuff. And so he kind of had like an interest in wiring up stuff. And in their like family game room, along where like the crown molding would be, he inverted a track that went all the way around the room and had those race cars. So you could sit there and like watch TV, but then you could also like race your friend around upside down along the ceiling. And I hadn't spoken to this guy in probably 15 years. And I was like in the neighborhood and I saw him in the driveway, and I just stopped my car and I was like, "Yo, Charlie." And he's like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "It's me, Sam. Like I was Chris's friend." He's like, "Holy crap, I haven't seen you in forever." And I like talked to him for a while. I was like, "Do you remember that little car track you had in your game room?" And he's like, "You remember that?" And I was like, "That thing was awesome." Like when I think of your house, I always think of that track.
I'll never forget it.
And he goes, and I get the feeling it was one of those things that he had built. And I think because it's in their own house, the kids probably didn't care about it. I think me like bringing it up, like I could see he was just like, "Thank fucking God somebody remembered that car track that I spent forever putting up that my kids probably."
You want to go play?
You want to go play right now? Nah, I'm busy, dog, but it was nice seeing you. Finally, somebody wants to play it with me.
It's not that cool.
It's cool to remember. I don't want to ruin the memory of it.
You ran into your friend or your friend's
No, I just
dad?
ran into his dad.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And then I was talking to him, and every time I see one of my friend's parents, they go, "Oh yeah, he's moved, he's gone." Like all my childhood friends have left, and which makes me go, "I need to leave. I don't want to fucking be born and die in this shitty town."
I can't believe you're still
Yeah,
here.
this town fucking sucks so bad. I need out. I need out.
Get out! You've got to get out!
I gotta get out. Yeah. I was at the ice cream store last night, and this guy.
Shocker.
I was at the ice cream store, and this guy recognized me, and
I'll take the regular.
This guy recognized me. He's like, "Oh, hey, I just moved here from Michigan or whatever." I'm like, "Oh, cool.
I've just been hanging out at ice cream stores waiting for you to come in." Boom! 3 of them.
And he said, I'm just here for like the law school or whatever. And then I was like, "How you liking town?" And he's like, "Eh." You can tell he's like, "I am simply here for school, and then I'm leaving, never to be seen again." Yeah.
Ice cream store, most fun thing to do on a Thursday night. So, Yeah. It's going. That's cool though. He like knew you from online.
Yeah, he's like one of Don Tony's friends.
Oh.
Yeah. He's like, "I know Don Tony. I play with him all the time." And
small world.
Yeah. I was with my family though, so I was like, "Okay, bye." I like ran away.
Yeah. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Don't get the family involved.
Yeah.
I don't know why I still have like a big fear someone's gonna recognize me
while you're with
I stop at like a pilot. No, like when I'm alone in a bathroom. When I'm like trying to beat my pee shyness, that a guy.
That's when I'm in my flow state.
He's just gonna be like, "Hey, I think I recognize you." I'm gonna be like, No. Hold on, dude. First, don't look at my penis. Second, if you do, let me shake it a little bit. Third, if you don't hear any piss, it's because I already pissed.
If you're gonna look at it, let me get it ready for you. I need to get it that perfect.
Can you help me get hard?
The perfect right before hardness, where you go, maybe that's fully like, soft and huge.
Yeah, where you could go, it could still get bigger. It won't, but you could think that. Yeah. But also, you're not thinking, "Wow, he's got a really small, soft penis." And that's just like a fear I constantly, because we joke about having trucker viewers so much that, like, first off, what kind of trucker stops are you guys into? Pilot? Wow.
Flying J.
Flying
J's big.
Buc-ee's.
Yep. We just got a Buc-ee's here. Oh, we just got a Wawa around the corner that opened up. That was pretty cool. That's not really a trucker stop, but
I don't know what Wawa. What is that?
It's just got like sandwiches and stuff inside. It opened up, and we went to go get
a gas station.
Yeah, it's like a gas station. We got gas at it yesterday, and my kids were like, "Dad, we have to go in. We have to. It's brand new." And I'm like, "We actually don't. We don't have to. I can sit right here in the car while Abby pumps the gas." And we could just chill.
Oh, she drove here and pumps the gas.
Yep. Yeah, but she uses my card. I pay. She pumps. Yeah. And so I ended up having to go through and do a tour. You know how weird it is to just walk in and have the kids just like, whoa. Like the only people in there, the people that are working there are like, "What is going on?" They're just going through. They got everything. They got an icy machine.
Sandwich in a gas station. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've been getting Wawa ads a lot recently, where I'll be on TikTok and it'll be an interview and they'll be like, "What's a Wawa?" They ask people that all the time. And I swear to, I thought it was like a euphemism for, like, it sounds like for a vagina. No, or something.
It's just a really nice gas station.
Say, they'll be like, "What's your Wawa? Like, what's a Wawa?" Like, I don't know. I wouldn't know how to answer that if they asked me that.
Yeah.
And they're always like, "Yeah, it's a place. It's a delicious sandwich place." I'm like, huh.
Is it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? It's also a gas station.
It's a gas station where the sandwiches inside I would not feel comfortable eating.
More comfortable than a regular gas station.
Yeah, better than a regular gas station. Also, it's brand new, whole fleet of pumps that all I'm saying is there's some good ad space on those things. I can tell might be able to insert a little bit of podcast ads on those.
I've seen Maria Menounos podcast ads on those pumps, not at a Wawa, but at other places. So
yeah,
that could be fun.
By the way, after we ripped on her for so long, I had forgotten all about her, and then we went to go see the Minecraft movie, and there she was, my arch nemesis.
You went early enough to get first look,
dude. Or no? Abby fucking. If the movie starts at like 4, she's like, we got to show up at 3:20. I'm like, dude.
Oh my God.
With little kids, like making them sit for the length of a movie is already torture. But now I had to sit. We showed up
That's
so
why
early.
I hate Maria Menounos. Nothing personal. It's that my friend's mom would be like, an hour early, and you get an hour of Maria Menounos being like, here's first look. Okay, now let's do a recap of what you saw on first look. Like, oh my God. These aren't even real movies.
Yeah.
Where's the trailers for the real movies?
It was so early that the cleaning people were in there and they go, could you give us 5 minutes? I'm like, dude, if we're so early, the cleaning people are still there. It's way too early.
You better have got perfect seats.
We did. Yeah. They were pretty good. Right front and center.
Yeah. Front all the way to left. First row.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should do advertisements on the pumps that are the ones that are like diesel only.
That's actually a great idea. You go to the Flying J and be like, I know your pumps are so old and shitty that they don't have a screen, but we have this iPad that just runs our podcast on it 24/7. And can I just plug this in to like a battery bank?
Need a screen.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm just going to play this audio. Yeah, so Oblivion Remaster is actually awesome because it's Oblivion and it's now here again. They'd be like, what the fuck is this? What is this? Never mentions the name of the podcast.
Yeah, there's a serious uptick in the amount of drivers killing themselves at this Flying J. They go up to pump gas and then blow their own fucking head off. What's up with that?
Throw a match in the tank.
Yeah, that's awesome. Actually, I didn't even think about that. Because I bet you the trucker gas pump is probably the most utilitarian, most like non-consumer pump there is. It's probably just big diesel handle.
Oh, I've never had the privilege of going over.
Me either. They kind of guard it. They seem like they give you some stink if you don't have a commercial vehicle and you're even near it.
What if it's actually like the nicest pump, like velvet handles?
No, they got that big fucking bag on the handle because all the diesel grease gets on everything. It's kind of gross over there.
Bag? What if that's a nice bag though? Silk bag.
It's like a grocery bag. I'm pretty sure they take a grocery bag and shove the nozzle through it, and then you just grab the bag so you don't get grease.
Well, what if their buttons aren't even sticky or anything because of that bag?
The grease.
The buttons are nice.
The grease keeps everything lubed up. It's nice over there.
They put their credit card in and take it out, and it doesn't even have new dirt marks on it. No. Like all the gas stations I use around here, when I first got my credit card, I'm like, oh, it's pristine. Like, it's so beautiful. First machine that was like no tap to pay. I'm like, God, my God, I don't want to do it. Put it in, pull it out. Just like 2 permanent dirt streaks down the side. A little bit of grease, a little bit of oil or something, but never went away.
I also had that I have like a metal credit card. Well, now I don't want to pull it out because they'll see it.
Show me.
But it was
I don't believe you.
I remember I tried to do like tap to pay because it says it does tap to pay and it wasn't working. And then inserting it wasn't working. And the lady grabbed it and then just like did the swiping thing so much. And apparently there was like sand in the swiper, obliterated my card. There's like
sand in the swiper.
There's sand in the swiper. Oh. It scored it, dude. Scored my brand new card. I was upset.
Cleaved it in twain. No, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The only thing else I got outrage wise is
doesn't have to be outrage.
It's outrage
related.
For me.
Okay.
Because hallmark of me, like one of the big things I remember as a kid, my earliest book series was Captain Underpants, and I bought a Captain Underpants for my daughter. She loved it. And then since, I've always wondered why there's like Dogman and stuff, which is obviously the same author.
Yeah.
Captain Underpants is not, she can't bring the book to school. And it's not in the school library because they're not allowed to depict someone wearing just underwear. Nor are they. There's also a lot of jokes in that book where there's farts. and like they show farting, and so they pulled it off the shelves. I think DeSantis pulled them off the shelves because of the underwear. It's Captain Underpants. It's like a kid's series. It's funny.
On to sanitize my books.
What kind of fucking pussies are we trying to raise, dude? The next generation's not gonna think farts are funny. They're not gonna think big fat guys in underwear is funny. What gives?
I saw Dog Man like movie the other day, and all those goddamn books at Target. And I remember you talking about Dog Man.
Yeah.
Like that guy. I wonder how much money that guy's made, because when I was a kid or you were a kid, like Captain Underpants was huge. And there were all these schools and everything. And now he's got a second series.
That's even bigger.
Massive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even bigger.
And
how rich
like,
is the guy that made
offense,
these?
Guy that wrote them, I mean, he didn't put a lot of art in. They're not like.
I don't feel like they're like crazy. I mean, he did a good job, I'm sure.
Well,
but
he has an incredible ability to make them bad on purpose, because the point of Captain Underpants is it's supposed to be a comic book series written by the kids in the book. So he's like, oh, it looks like shit because they're little kids. Therefore, I can draw it like shit and get away with it. That's awesome. It's like, I'm going to write like a novel, and it's like, this is from the perspective of a dumbass that can't write good.
This is supposed to be like this because it's a troglodyte trying to write. And so you can't be mad at me.
No, you can't be
and
mad.
Also, he's not very good at drawing.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I want to know his net worth.
What?
I'm trying to look it up.
Who's the dog? What's the
Dave Pilkey?
Yeah, Dave Pilkey. And I feel incredible. I know he's got the success of Dogman now, but the secondhand outrage I have that they have pulled Captain Underpants out of the library, even though it's probably not his golden child anymore. Dogman probably is. It's like, come on,
but
man. Still.
It's not even like Captain Underpants like had like poop coming out of his underpants and stuff.
And also, there's other books from our childhood that are way more graphic that I'm sure are still there. You remember The Giving Tree? That little fucker completely dismantles that tree. He
takes and takes.
He cleaves that tree in betwixt a million pieces. He cuts them not in twain. He cuts them with like scissors. He takes his leaves and then his twigs and then his arms, and then he cuts them down to a stump, and then he sits his old diarrhea covered ass on top of the stump for a while, and the tree just fucking takes it, dude.
Yeah,
it's some sort of
the taking tree.
Yeah, it's some sort of fucking gross BDSM inspired tree. I don't want my kid reading about it. That fucking tree just takes it and loves it.
I wish it turned into an ent from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that book's horrendous.
Yeah, I wish after he took the leaves and twigs, I feel like the branches should have grabbed the guy and just fucking tore him to pieces. That would have been awesome.
Yeah. Or like he builds a swing on it, and the swing goes super fast.
Yeah, the branch keeps the momentum going. And the kid's like, I'd really like to slow down. And the tree's like, yeah, well, where's my fucking leaves? Okay, where's my twigs? Yeah. You took it all. You took everything from me. That book's sad. It's sad, and I feel like it's supposed to be, there's supposed to be a message at the end, and the only message I get is sadness, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I've read that book a million times for my kids, and I feel like they loved it. They were like, yo, Dad, read The Giving Tree. And I feel like once they were old enough to understand how kind of fucked up the dynamic was, they were like, we don't want to read that book anymore, Dad. It makes me sad.
Read that book about that awesome tree that gives
nothing.
That boy its all.
Yeah. Give us that story about the tree that just gives apples and then says, no, you actually can't take the rest of my shit. Actually, that's you overstepping your bounds, kid.
That'd be a good book, setting boundaries.
Yeah, the boundary tree.
I gave you an apple.
What more do you want?
You want my skin?
Do you want apples in the future? Well, then fuck off. Okay, come back next year. I'll have more apples
for the kid.
Yeah,
teach a man to fish. He fishes forever. Give a man an apple. Well, I guess
there's something there. I don't know what it is.
If you give the boy an apple, he can eat for a day. Teach the boy.
Keep him healthy for a day.
Plant the apple.
Or something.
Plant the apple. Make another tree. Make a little tree wife for him. or husband. Tree, whatever. Tree to bang. And then, I don't know how that works. I guess they pollinate amongst themselves, make an orchard.
Yeah, I don't know. I think plants have to rely on bees to fuck, which is kind of weird that they have a whole different. Like, they can't self-pollinate, can they? Plants. It's kind of weird that like the bee. I think it's almost like it fucks for them.
Some can, right? No, like some can.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I see where you're going with this, having a little cuck man.
Not quite a cuck man. I've just
like take your cum and like you cum in his mouth and then he spits it in your wife.
Yeah,
is that where you're going with this?
There's like a weird like bees are like some sort of sexual deviant, just getting all the plants off and impregnating all the other ones. It's kind of awesome when you think about it.
It's like using a sperm donor where they, assuming they just bang your wife in front of you. Really
I'll donate. Tell me when to show up.
Yeah. Offering my services once again on Facebook.
Yeah.
I will give you sperm.
Hey, I know you said you were on the fence, but I just drank a Pedialyte, so kind of horny right now. So call me up if I can come over.
My weekends I normally just troll around Reddit pages about grieving mothers and stuff. Need another? Lost one? Oh, that's so bad. That's so wrong.
Hey, that's bad, but that's a bee's entire existence when you think about it. And I feel like
writing this from the point of view of a man that is bad as a bee.
Yeah. And when you think about it, like the plants can't do it without the bees. I've seen there's a Japanese service where if you're like severely disabled, you can have like a nurse come in and jack you off.
I'm listening.
And it's called Healing Hands. So if you're Japanese and someone's put the headphones on you and told you to listen to this episode and you are incapable of even doing anything, you can get in contact with Healing Hands.
Call for help.
Yeah.
Healing Hands.
And they'll come in and they'll jack you off. But it's almost like then they would jack you off and then take your sperm to a disabled lady and put it in there. That's what a bee is to a plant.
You lost me.
I lost you there?
Lost me. I do wonder what the cleanup procedures like with that. And
I think they just hose them off.
Chain you to a wall and blast you with a fire hose.
They bring in a fucking pressure washer and they just fucking go to town on you.
Would that be worth it? It could after long enough.
No, probably not. Probably not.
Not pressure washer, but like a really strong garden hose.
Yeah. I think I would just rather get just dumped into like a hot tub or something.
A hot tub?
Yeah. Just like just like soak me and then take me back out. Like a cold plunge, but warm, just like a hot bath.
I feel like you're disabled man in your mind, the way you're picking him up and dropping him. I'm assuming he has no limbs and no arms, or
yeah, I forgot about that. If I'm disabled, I'm still gonna be hungry. I'll still be heavy. But yeah, in my mind, if I'm that disabled where I have a lady come and jack me off, I'm like Mr. Oblong, where I've lost my legs and my arms.
That's what I
figured. And I'm a bowling pin with a penis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you could still jerk off yourself, like
I would ham it up. I would, if I was at the point where I'm like, I could probably just act like I'm more disabled and get the lady to come jack me off, I would just ham it up.
I'd just walk in.
I could see if
like how I am now, be like,
it's the reverse. It's the reverse of the end of The Usual Suspects. Like
walking into the place.
They get security cam footage of me in the parking lot walking normal, and then all of a sudden I start shuffling and I start dragging my foot and talking retarded.
Got my suit on and I pop the collar, put the tie up like a headband. Start walking funny.
Pull like
it's like going to the insane asylum.
Yeah.
How do I prove to her I'm not disabled now because they keep jerking me off? Yeah. I need to get out of here.
I would like practice to see if I can get my hands to look like I have like rheumatoid arthritis and stuff. You pull my hands in. I've always wondered when people have their hands like that, like, can you just flatten them out? Or is it?
But imagine with like incredible pain or something.
I mean, like,
we just talked about this, like old people that are bent way over. Like, can you just like,
can you just
mash them upright?
Well, because like the rheumatoid arthritis people, they don't just like one day like go like, they don't just do it all at once. So I wonder if you're diagnosed, can you just start like doing like pulling your finger back exercises? Like to uncurl.
You're asking the right person.
Yes, to uncurl yourself. I don't see if you tape your hand to a fucking plank of wood, that rheumatoid ain't gonna break through that. What if you wake up one morning, your hand's completely broken through the wood and completely curled? Fuck. But I would assume if you put yourself in one of those BDSM suction tables, you wouldn't curl up.
I'd assume so too. In those old people, you'd imagine like your bones would calcify or so. Like, there's got to be something keeping them from just being able to be flattened out.
Yeah.
Like maybe they're kind of fusing weird or growing weird, but I'd still think it'd be worth a shot.
Yeah.
If my hands were, but also it's like, I don't know. I don't want my hands to do that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
I'd go to some extremes.
I think we live in an awesome time period where, like my grandma, for example, her body is completely disintegrated. Like her shoulders and everything. If I like touch her shoulders and she goes to move her hands, you can just feel it feels like a bunch of gravel. It's just like all on her shoulders. She can barely move her hands. And I'm like, this really sucks for you. And then I walk out of there and I go, but thank God by the time I'm her age, they'll presumably have like bionic bodies that they'll have something. I would assume they
can at least hook me up to a dream world.
Yeah.
And use my body as a battery.
Or cut my head off and put me on somebody else's body. I'd be able to do something. Some.
Or at least like freeze me to the future that does
I don't
all
want to
that.
do that shit. I don't want to be frozen. Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I don't want to be frozen either.
Yeah, but have you ever seen Vanilla Sky, where they hook him up to? Yeah, he's like in his own mind. He's like living his own dreams. That would be.
The only thing I know about that movie is that they make him ugly.
Yeah, they do.
And he
doesn't make himself ugly. Cameron Diaz.
No, he gets like a horrific crash or something, right?
Cameron Diaz sucks his penis 5 times and then crashes a car and disfigures him.
Worth.
Cameron Diaz in the late 90s? Yeah, that's a trade-off. That's
an average man.
Well, you know what's fucked up is that he's like, I'm disfigured, I'm hideous. I'm like, you're still Tom Cruise with a facial disfigurement. That's better than me, just stock. You know, like
it's not that bad.
Not that bad. He wears like this crazy prosthetic. He's like, don't look at me, I'm a monster. I'm like, I've seen worse than you at Walmart, dude. You're not that bad off. You're still incredibly handsome. He's shredded, like from the neck down.
I've seen worse in the bathroom mirror.
Like, dude, come on. It's not that bad.
Probably rich.
Yeah, he's still incredibly wealthy in the movie. He's wealthy enough to get his mind altered or whatever.
See, I don't know what you're talking about there. There's a mind altering
I think
plot.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I get the feeling it's like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, sort of. It's that type thing where like he's like something so horrific happened to him that he paid for a service where they erased his memory type thing.
Like his memory of the crash, or like that he's even ugly.
Yeah, they erased his ugliness. They're like,
it'd be funny to erase the memory.
How vain do you have to be where you're like
all the mirrors?
My face got a little bit scarred up, so I just want to pay to not even remember that happened and live in a dream reality.
The accident itself was fine.
Yeah.
The crash itself.
Of course, I want to remember Cameron Diaz sucking on my penis a bunch.
I don't want to forget everything.
Yeah. And then we get in the car and then we drive off into the sunset. I forget the crash. But
I've never seen that movie, and I've heard so many mixed things about it. I just don't.
There is an awesome scene in the beginning where Tom Cruise is running through Times Square and the camera's twirling around him, and he's looking left and right down the roads, and they're completely empty. Which that's an awesome shot, because how often do you see Times Square completely?
Right. So I'll say about that. It was
empty.
like It's one of the only movies that's ever done that, right? Or
yeah, it's pretty badass. And I think the movie's worth watching for sure. Plus, the soundtrack has a band in it called Sigur Rós. I don't know how to pronounce the name. I think they're like a Swedish band. If you haven't listened to that, you're like a big music guy. If you've never listened to them, you need to listen to them. They're incredible. Absolutely incredible. They actually have one of their songs that they recorded in orchestra at, I believe, Abbey Road. And let's see, where is this thing? Yeah, it's called Ara Batur at Abbey Road, English translation. They got some banger albums, dude. They have multiple albums that are incredible.
I see them.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the soundtrack. There's also a song by Cameron Diaz in that movie.
That's something I'm going to be interested in listening to. Yeah.
It's called I Fall Apart by Cameron Diaz.
Okay, I'm kind of eager to listen to that one.
It's kind of awesome.
Yeah, go ahead and send that to me on Discord. That's cool.
Okay, you want me to look it up and send it
I thought
to you?
I thought you had it right now.
No, I just see it on Google.
No, that's awesome.
I was adding Sigur
Rós. Yeah. If you guys are for the audience out there, hold on. Sigur Rós has, depending on what your sensibilities are, what your taste is. If you're into like heavier stuff, they do have an album that it might be up your alley. It's called Kveikur, Kveikur, and that album is a little bit heavier, a little bit more industrial. It's like Radiohead, but a little bit angrier. Check out the song Brennenstein, or the title track. Pretty good. That's one of those hidden gem bands. I'm actually a huge fan of them.
And also play the Oblivion remake.
Yeah.
And watch WWE
and be a disabled man in Japan.
Yeah.
Those are like the 4 things to take away from this episode.
Mainly Oblivion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mainly play that.
Anyways, yeah, we'll see you on the next one, guys. We've kind of petered out. I feel like we're at the end here.
I could keep going for hours.
Oh, yeah? What else you got?
Easter happened and the Pope died on it. I don't really.
I did notice that they were
there.
like, "Hey, we're gonna do like when the Pope dies, they want to make sure people can come see him."
Called my bluff. Sorry,
and they and so they're like, "Yeah, his funeral's like this Saturday or whatever." His body was damn near like purple and green by the time the open casket came. I was like, "Dude, you couldn't have done it like 2 days later and just hoped everybody got their tickets in time." They waited like a week to do his funeral. That guy was almost skeleton.
You're that old?
Yeah.
It's gotta be gross.
Yeah. You think JD Vance killed him? Have you heard that conspiracy?
Do you see the pictures of JD Vance as the assassin from Oblivion and the Pope is the emperor?
Yeah.
Pretty convincing.
It's pretty convincing, yeah. Yeah. By the way, actually, to go back just 1 second to the Oblivion thing, have you noticed they added little like Sims like things that they do, like little Sims animations sometimes? I had like a cutscene where someone was getting scolded, and while they were getting scolded, their character was going like, no. Like, and then they would straighten up.
Any cutscenes,
and then they would start doing that again. Like, no. And there's like weird little animations people do. When you start talking to the guy from the Thieves Guild, I forget his name. He's the guy that's like, "Oh, the homeless people vouch for you. That guy, you're solid." When he first sees you, he's like, "Hello," and he like waves at you. I'm like, that's not. I don't think that's in the original. Him like,
I've never seen anyone move like that,
doing like a wave. And
that's cool.
Yeah, there's like a couple other things where I'm like, there's like weird little animations that I'm pretty sure were added afterwards. But the people in my chat were calling them like Sims ass animations. It's definitely what they look like. It's like, oh, I burnt my food. No. Yeah.
They added the animation to the Emperor in Assassinated.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
cool.
there's like
he gets
blood spray. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like stabs him, and
the original, they're just like, just kind of lightly attack him.
Okay, that brings up a little bit of concern for me. You can tell me because you're further in the Dark Brotherhood, but if they added that level of animation to them killing the Emperor, because one of my favorite things about Oblivion is people just going like, ah, and then the people go, oh, and they fall over stiff-bodied. One of my favorite things was giving someone a poisoned apple, and then they would go, oh, and then like stiffen in their chair, and then slide slowly out of their chair.
I don't know. I have a lot of poisoned apples, but I haven't used them.
You haven't used them? Dude, that was my favorite thing to do, is break into someone's house, take all the food, you steal all the food, you pickpocket them, make sure they have no food, and then you just put an apple on the table. Because
I will be doing that.
At some point, they'll go, I need to eat. And they'll, just as an idle animation, they'll grab it and eat it.
I did put garlic. I pickpocketed garlic into the vampire's pocket.
Does nothing.
Nothing.
Sad.
Nothing.
I did the same thing. I thought I was playing like 4D chess when I was a kid. I was like, I'm going to give this guy a little bit of garlic. Didn't seem to bother him.
Took all his human blood.
Yeah.
Stole it from his chest, put garlic on him. Nothing.
Yeah.
So. I also forgot being a vampire in Oblivion's like worse than... I don't think
it's not really a
that good in
superpower.
Skyrim,
It's actually kind of the worst thing in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone hates you. It can't go out.
Can't go outside during the sun.
I didn't take the deal. The guy offers to turn you. And
yeah. Do you want to live in a cave like a leper, like I do? Nah, I'm actually good.
Actually, I do technically live in a cave currently, but
I can leave by choice.
Yeah. It's just because it's the first house I found.
Yeah,
but I like the option of going out
for sure.
And people like me.
What, the townspeople? Nah.
I've messed up every time I've tried to make them like me more. I just gave up and started bribing everyone I talked to.
Yeah, just give them money. That's the only way to really do it. Yeah. Oh, hey, by the way, guys, before we end this, go check out my TikTok. It's been more active.
Dude, I saw your fucking TikTok, and it actually did help. And I fucking didn't want to get on stream. People were like, did you see his TikTok? I'm like, I don't want to give him the satisfaction of using that actually really good pro tip.
It's a pro tip.
I'm not bad at it normally, but I'm like, I just kind of go off vibes, and I go, when it's slow. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know you could just keep going, lock it. And goddamn it, yeah, that TikTok, I saw that and it made me laugh because I'm like, who the fuck's this guy to be giving out pro tips like this? And it actually helped.
Yeah, it worked. It worked. Yeah, trust me, that was after a humiliating amount of time. I went through like 200 lockpicks at level 2. I would walk up to this very hard door. I was just trying to get in there and steal something that I knew was on the other side of the door. I kept acting like the game had just come out, like it wasn't a remaster. I was like, guys, new game, but I feel like there's something on the other side of this door. Maybe pirate-related treasure, because it's like I'm trying to break into the back of the pirate ship into the captain's quarters. And I just had a quick save, and then I would use up all the picks, and I would reload back, and I kept doing that. And then eventually I did try to just do the picking. And then this was over like a 6-hour period. I think my chat finally figured it out with me. Each person would give me different tips. One guy, actually, the best follow-up tip before we got that method down. This was a team. It wasn't me that came up with this. It was the whole class. Okay. Each person contributed their own. One person told me something very important. They said, Sam, it's not a quick time event. It's a pattern. You have to get the pattern down. Because I was like, even on the quick ones, I was like, when it hits the top, if you just hit the button. And he's like, not really. Some of the quick ones, I think people have even done what's it called? Like, tried to time it perfectly on the quickest tumbler going up. You can't actually get it to stick.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I thought you probably could.
If you could just time it well. Apparently not.
I mean, I just always would wait till the slow ones, but
yeah. Anyways, yeah, if you want a good little Linus Tech tip,
want more tips and tricks,
go to my TikTok.
Follow Sam on TikTok.
There's no real theme to it yet. The TikToks have been all over the place. The only one that's done well has been the one where it's been an actual helpful video. I did have another one that went viral. That was me cooking a guinea pig, but that one got age restricted and locked down, and they're not happy about it. They sent me a message about it. They said, "Don't cook any more guinea pigs." Yeah, fine. I'll cook something else. Yeah.
You didn't say I couldn't cook a cat.
I kind of want to try to cook a possum, just because my great grandfather had a recipe for a possum, and I'm like, I think it would be kind of cool to see what the old ancestors ate.
Would you actually like catch one
and feed it sweet potatoes for a couple days to make it not taste like garbage?
Think you have it in you to
murder it? I'd send Abby out there to do that. I think she would do it.
Skin it. And
Abby, go clean that for me. Daddy wants to eat.
Pluck its fur out.
I actually think if I had a farm and we didn't have like grocery stores anymore, I think Abby is the type of lady that would go out there and kill a chicken and pluck it and do everything. Yeah, she seems like
It doesn't surprise me.
She seems like she could be like a frontiers woman. But I would have to match her energy.
She'd grab its little possum head and like.
Have you ever seen how
the
people
asshole and peel it off?
Like Arthur Morgan or whatever.
Yeah, with a rabbit.
Fully skin it in one peel. Yeah.
And then you'd throw up inside watching through the window. Good heavens. Got it.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We'll get you next month. We're going to get some guests. Don't worry. Guests this month.
Yeah. And we'll have an episode out.
Don't promise. So you were about to make a promise. Don't. All right, later, guys.
Never mind.